Thousands of Brazilians dream of a better life in the US, but the reality is far from perfect. Homelessness, driven by high housing costs, economic inequality, and mental health struggles, is a growing crisis affecting millions. In this video, we'll explore the 10 US cities with the largest homeless populations. Let's dive in. This is Fledgling Eagle. 10. Miami, Florida. Miami is world-renowned for its beautiful sunny beaches and vibrant nightlife, drawing millions of visitors each year. However, beneath the surface of its glitz and glamour lies a severe housing crisis. Currently, over 3,600 people are living on the streets, and the rising cost of living in the city has made housing increasingly unaffordable. This has pushed many individuals and families into dire situations, with some having no choice but to sleep on the streets or in overcrowded shelters. But the issue goes beyond just the high cost of rent. The lack of well-paying jobs, particularly for young people, is a key factor in this crisis. Many are forced to seek work in high-risk, low-wage sectors, including jobs in the sex industry, simply to survive. For these individuals, turning to dangerous work is not a choice, it's a matter of survival. Unfortunately, this exposes them to even greater physical and emotional risks, often with little hope for a better future. Hey there, where are you from? I want to know which city you're watching our video from. Please leave a comment so we don't feel lonely. A small action like this will motivate us to make more videos. Thank you, and much love to you. Another group severely impacted by the housing crisis in Miami is veterans. Men and women who have bravely served their country are now struggling with the aftermath of their service. Many suffer from physical injuries and psychological trauma, including PTSD. Without adequate support, resources, or affordable housing, they are often left to face these challenges alone. Sadly, many veterans end up as invisible members of society, wandering the streets of this bustling metropolis with little help in sight. This situation paints a bleak picture of the realities that many face in Miami, despite its reputation as a sunny paradise. Nine, Boston, Massachusetts. Boston, a city renowned for its rich history and vibrant culture, is also known for its harsh winters. These frigid temperatures make life even more difficult for the city's growing homeless population. In 2023, it was estimated that approximately 5,200 people were homeless in Boston, a number that has steadily increased in recent years. The combination of high living costs, particularly in the housing market, and a lack of affordable options has made it increasingly difficult for individuals and families to secure stable housing. Boston's housing market is one of the most expensive in the United States, with the average cost of rent for an apartment often reaching astronomical levels. This high cost of living means that many residents, including those with jobs, struggle to afford a place to live. For people experiencing homelessness, the situation is even more dire. The lack of affordable housing options, combined with the competitive economy, has created a challenging environment for anyone looking to rebuild their life. Efforts to support vulnerable populations like ex-prisoners and military veterans have been made through various initiatives, but these programs often fall short of meeting the growing demand for shelter. During the coldest months, the need for temporary shelter increases dramatically, and the available spaces are simply not enough to meet the demand. As a result, the city has had to rely on temporary shelters that are often overcrowded and offer only short-term solutions. While there are programs like Housing First that aim to provide permanent housing and support services to those in need, Boston's high housing costs and limited availability of affordable housing make it incredibly difficult for many people to achieve long-term stability. Despite these efforts, homelessness remains a significant challenge, with thousands of individuals still struggling to find a place to call home. All right. If you're new to this channel, Fledgling Eagle warmly welcomes you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on the notification bell to catch our upcoming content. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, known worldwide for its neon lights, entertainment, and vibrant tourism industry, is also home to a growing homeless population. In 2023, it was estimated that around 6,500 people were living on the streets of Las Vegas, often in harsh desert conditions. The city's extreme climate, with scorching summers and chilly winters, only exacerbates the struggles faced by those without shelter. Many of these individuals are forced to endure temperatures that can reach well above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, making survival difficult, especially without access to basic resources like water or shade. The root of the problem is deeply tied to the city's fluctuating economy. Las Vegas is highly dependent on tourism, which creates a boom and bust cycle for many workers. Seasonal employees, who make up a significant portion of the local workforce, often find themselves without steady income during the off-season. This lack of job security, combined with the absence of affordable housing options, leaves many with no choice but to live on the streets. The city's housing market has not kept pace with the rising demand, and rental prices are often beyond the reach of those in need. Local initiatives like the Courtyard Homeless Resource Center offer vital services, including food, hygiene facilities, and healthcare to those experiencing homelessness. However, despite these efforts, the city's infrastructure has struggled to meet the growing needs of its homeless population. Many individuals are forced to live in temporary camps on the outskirts of the city, especially during times when the demand for seasonal workers drops. As a result, homelessness remains a pressing issue that requires long-term sustainable solutions. San Francisco, California. San Francisco has become a glaring example of the housing crisis facing many high-cost areas in the United States. Despite being a global hub for innovation and home to one of the most prosperous tech industries in the world, the city is also struggling with a rising homelessness problem. As of 2023, nearly 7,800 people are living on the streets, a stark contrast to the wealth that permeates the city's Silicon Valley tech boom. In neighborhoods like Tenderloin, homeless encampments have become a sad and visible part of the city's landscape, drawing attention to the growing divide between the haves and have-nots. The city has made efforts to address homelessness, with programs like Housing First aimed at providing permanent housing and wraparound services for those in need. These initiatives have had some success, but the high cost of land and construction in the Bay Area has made building affordable housing a slow and expensive process. As a result, the city has been unable to keep up with the growing demand for housing, leaving many individuals without stable places to live. Between 2022 and 2024, the rate of chronic homelessness in San Francisco grew by 11%, highlighting the urgent need for more accessible housing solutions. The shortage of affordable homes, combined with skyrocketing rental prices and a limited number of low-income housing units, continues to drive the crisis. Without significant investment in affordable housing and long-term solutions, San Francisco's homeless population is expected to keep rising. Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, one of the fastest-growing cities in the United States, has witnessed a sharp increase in homelessness in recent years. Currently, over 9,600 people are without homes, a number that continues to rise as the city's population expands. The rapid growth of the area, combined with the soaring cost of living, has left many residents struggling to afford housing. For these individuals, finding stability has become increasingly difficult as affordable housing options are in short supply. Adding to the challenge is Phoenix's extreme desert climate. During the summer months, temperatures regularly exceed 110 degrees Fahrenheit, making survival on the streets an especially dangerous proposition. The heat can cause heat stroke, dehydration, and even death for those without proper shelter or resources. This intense climate exacerbates the already dire situation faced by the homeless population. The city has made efforts to address the issue by expanding shelters and supportive housing programs, but these initiatives are often outpaced by the city's rapid growth. Despite these efforts, the rising cost of living continues to outstrip the availability of affordable housing, leaving many with few options. One of the most visible symbols of Phoenix's homelessness crisis is the Zone, the city's largest homeless encampment. The Zone highlights the sheer scale of the problem and the need for more comprehensive solutions. While there has been some progress in addressing homelessness, Phoenix still faces significant challenges in meeting the needs of its growing homeless population, and the crisis remains far from resolved. By San Jose, California. San Jose, nestled in the heart of Silicon Valley, is home to some of the wealthiest and most influential tech companies in the world, including giants like Apple, Google, and Facebook. However, beneath the shine of the tech boom lies a stark paradox. Despite its immense wealth, San Jose is facing a severe homelessness crisis, with over 9,900 people living without homes. The high cost of living, particularly the skyrocketing price of housing, has made it increasingly difficult for many residents to afford a place to live, forcing them into homelessness. Affordable housing options have become increasingly scarce, pushing people out of the rental market and onto the streets. Recent efforts to address this issue have resulted in a 12.9% increase in the number of people sheltered, which shows some progress in providing support for those in need. However, the problem persists as the number of new cases of homelessness continues to rise by 24% annually. The root cause lies in the city's extremely high cost of land and construction, which limits the ability to build affordable housing at the necessary scale to meet demand. Even with initiatives to provide temporary and supportive housing, the lack of affordable options means many people remain at risk of falling into homelessness. As a result, San Jose finds itself caught in a paradox where its wealth and innovation coexist with a growing crisis of inequality and homelessness, leaving the city searching for long-term solutions to provide stability for all of its residents. (4) San Diego, California. San Diego, with its mild climate, stunning beaches, and vibrant cultural scene, is often considered one of California's most desirable places to live. However, it has also become one of the state's hotspots for homelessness. In 2024, over 10,600 people were recorded as homeless in the city, marking a 3% increase from the previous year. Many of these individuals find themselves living in temporary shelters or makeshift camps, particularly in areas like Skid Row, a district known for its concentration of homelessness. The mild climate, while a draw for tourists, also contributes to the growth of the homeless population, as people are more likely to live outside year-round in such favorable conditions. Unfortunately, the city's beautiful surroundings cannot hide the deepening crisis faced by its most vulnerable residents. Despite substantial investments in shelters, mental health services, and temporary housing programs, San Diego continues to struggle with providing long-term affordable housing solutions. The high cost of living in the city, driven by skyrocketing rent prices and limited housing availability, forces many residents out of the housing market. For those on the edge, this can lead to eviction and homelessness, particularly for individuals facing financial hardships, mental health issues, or substance abuse problems. The city has made some strides in addressing homelessness, but the lack of affordable housing remains a persistent barrier. Until more long-term housing options are created, the crisis in San Diego is likely to continue growing, leaving many without the stability they need to thrive. Three, Seattle, Washington. Seattle, home to major tech companies like Amazon and Microsoft, has become one of the most dynamic economic hubs in the U.S. However, the city's booming economy has had a darker side. In recent years, Seattle's homeless population has surged, with over 14,100 people now living without homes. The city's rapid economic growth and high-paying tech jobs have driven up housing prices, making it increasingly difficult for low- and middle-income residents to find affordable housing. For many, the prosperity brought on by Seattle's tech boom has only deepened the divide between the wealthy and the poor, pushing more people into homelessness. While there have been efforts to combat homelessness, such as expanding shelters and affordable housing programs, progress has been slow. Strict zoning laws and strong resistance to new housing projects from certain community groups have stymied efforts to build affordable housing. This opposition has left the city struggling to keep up with the increasing demand for low-income housing. Additionally, Seattle's policy of clearing homeless encampments without providing adequate alternatives has drawn widespread criticism. These sweeps, often conducted without offering immediate housing options or shelter, only serve to displace homeless individuals, forcing them into even more precarious situations. While programs like Housing First have shown some success in providing stable housing for homeless individuals, the city continues to face a significant economic divide. Without more comprehensive and sustainable solutions, many in Seattle will remain trapped in the cycle of homelessness. To Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, the entertainment capital of the world, is also home to one of the most severe homelessness crises in the United States. In 2024, over 71,320 people were recorded as homeless in the city, making it the largest homeless population of any city in the nation. In neighborhoods like Skid Row, thousands of individuals live in tents or makeshift shelters, enduring harsh conditions on the streets. Skid Row has become a symbol of the city's homelessness crisis, with sprawling encampments that seem to stretch endlessly. Despite the city investing billions of dollars in housing, services, and support programs, the problem persists. The lack of coordination between different levels of government, local, state, and federal, has contributed to inefficiencies in tackling the issue. While Los Angeles has rolled out multiple initiatives aimed at reducing homelessness, such as Project Home Key to acquire and convert hotels into permanent housing, progress has been slow. The skyrocketing cost of living and the shortage of affordable housing options continue to make it difficult for many residents to secure stable housing, particularly those already on the brink of homelessness. The sheer scale of the problem, coupled with the complex nature of homelessness, caused by factors ranging from mental health issues to addiction and unemployment, makes any progress seem minimal. For many Angelenos, the path to stable housing remains elusive, and the crisis shows little sign of abating without more comprehensive, coordinated, and long-term solutions. 1. New York City, New York. New York City, known for its iconic skyline, is also home to the largest homeless population in the United States. In 2024, 88,250 people were recorded as homeless in the city, a staggering number that reflects the growing severity of the housing crisis. While many of these individuals find temporary refuge in the city's shelter system, the number of people sleeping on the streets, especially in areas like Midtown Manhattan, remains a visible reminder of the problem. Of the total homeless population, 13,229 people were sheltered in various facilities, including around 4,500 children. These figures highlight the deep impact homelessness has on families, with many children growing up in unstable conditions. Despite the city's efforts to provide shelter and housing programs, the demand for assistance consistently outpaces available resources. Programs like NYC Housing Connect, aimed at providing affordable housing opportunities, have not been able to meet the overwhelming need. The main drivers behind this crisis are the high cost of housing and the growing gap between rental prices and wages. For many residents, even those with jobs, rent has become unaffordable. The result is a continuous cycle of eviction and homelessness for individuals and families, particularly in neighborhoods where rent prices have skyrocketed. Until the city addresses the imbalance between housing demand and affordability, the homelessness crisis will remain a deeply entrenched issue. Homelessness is a complex issue affecting millions across cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Seattle. While each city faces unique challenges, they share common struggles that demand urgent action. If this video raised awareness, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.